Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, we are gonna be making this crop shirt or jacket, whichever one you wanna call it. It's a really simple one, so sit back, relax, and let's get straight into today's video. So guys, here's the Adire cotton fabric I'll be using for today's tutorial, and it's approximately about 1 yard 31 inches in total. It's not so much, but I was able to make it work. Now to the tutorial proper. First thing I'm going to do is to get my basic bodice block and trace it out on a new piece of paper. If you don't know how to draft a basic bodice block, you can check out my intro to pattern drafting course linked below in the description box. Now after tracing out both my front and back bodice blocks, I'm going to keep the back aside so we can start with the front. So the first thing I'm going to do here is to decide how long I want my jacket to be. And since it's cropped, 16 inches works for me. You could make it longer or shorter because there are many different styles of crop jackets and some stop at the underbust and all of that. After this, I'll go to my shoulder and extend out by 3/4 inches to give it a kind of dropped shoulder effect. Then I'll move to my armhole level and go down by 3/4 inch. Then from that point, I'll extend out again by 3/4 inch once again. All of this is to give my shirt a relaxed fit, not tight. Now I'm going to connect all the points, which means I'll be drawing a new armhole as you can see me doing. Then I'll connect my new armhole to my actual waist. You can extend out the waist if you want a super relaxed oversized fit for your cropped shirt, but I won't be doing that because I won't be sewing the darts on my bodice. So the dart space I have here will give me the required ease and volume I want for my shirt. So I'll just cancel out my darts so we know that there are no darts to be sewing when we go to that sewing stage. Now I'll head over to my center line right here and extend out by 1/4 inches, and that will serve as a button stand extension for my buttons. Now we need to create a facing for that button stand extension, and it's super easy. From your extension line right here, just measure in 2.5 inches and measure it all the way down to the hem so you can draw a straight line. Now place a new piece of paper underneath your pattern and trace out what you can see me tracing. So I'm just going to trace out all of that. Now when I'm done tracing out my lines as I've done, I'm going to sketch out my lines on the new piece of paper I put underneath. Then I'm going to add my allowances, 1/2 inch on both sides, 1/4 inch at the neckline, and 1 inch at the hem of my facing. And now I'm going to head back to my front bodice and add in my allowances also. So 1/2 inch at my button stand, 1/4 inch at the neckline, 1/2 inch for the shoulder and armhole, 1 inch at the side, and also 1 inch at the hem. And that completes my front body. So when you are done, you just need to cut the pieces out, cut the facing piece out also, and then we can then move on to our back piece. So this is our completed front pattern. Now for the back, everything we've done to the front, we are going to replicate on the back as well. The only difference is the button stand extension, which we would not be drafting at the back because our back would not have an opening. So yeah, I don't think I need to do any more explanations. Just follow the instructions for the front and replicate. Now let's draft our shirt collar. For this, first thing will be to measure around both our front neckline and back neckline, then add the two figures together as you can see me doing. So whatever you get, I'll be using that to draw a straight line on my paper. Now from this point right here, I'll measure up 1.5 inches, and from the other end here, I'll first go up by like 1/2 inch, and then from there I'll measure up 1.5 inches again, and then I'll draw a slant line. Then I'll go check what my back neck measurement is. So whatever that is, I'll measure it from that line right here and mark it up. Then I'll draw a curved line connecting these 2 points together like I've done. Then to complete this, I'll draw a curved line at the top that looks exactly the same as what I have at the bottom. Then from here, I'll measure out 1¼ inches, which will be my button stand extension for my collar. Then just connect all points and draw a slight curve at the top like what I've done. And then I'm just gonna label it. The curve at the top will be my collar edge and the curve below would be my neckline edge. And this piece will be known as our collar stand, which is one part of our collar. For the second part, which is the upper collar, I'm going to trace out my collar stand on a new piece of paper and just work from there. So first things first, from this point right here, I'm going to go in by 1¼ inches and then draw a slant line back to the top. Then I'm going to extend the line, and everything about the line in total should be 3 inches. Now I'll head over to the center line also and extend out, and everything in total should be 2 inches. Then I'll draw a curved line connecting both points. Now clean up that part of the collar because we don't need it anymore. Then we now add our allowance, so adding ½ inch allowance at the top, side and bottom, and this would be known as our upper collar. So the next thing I'm going to do after adding my allowances, I'm going to draw in slash lines into the collar and spread it out by 0.1 inch. This is just to make sure the collar sits perfectly on the neckline when we are done sewing, and this completes our upper collar. So I'm going to pick up my collar stand also and add my allowances to it. 1/4 inch at the neckline edge, ½ inch at the outer edge, and yeah, that's basically all of that. So now I'm going to cut it out, and then that completes both our upper collar and our collar stand. And so this is my own full-sized version, so I just use those smaller patterns to show you and illustrate what I did. But don't worry, everything I did in this video is what I also did on my actual pattern. So if I said measure 3 inches somewhere, that is also what I did on my own actual pattern. So I'm just trimming off the top of my facing now so it's smooth. So you can see I just drew a straight line there just so that I can have like a smooth line at the top, and that completes our shirt bodice pattern. Now for the sleeve, because we have modified our bodice pattern, we also need to do that on the sleeve. So for my sleeve, I'm going to add a bit of paper to the sides, and then I'll measure out 3/4 inch like I did for my bodice. So I'll do the same also for the other side, and then I'll now reconnect my arm size. So at the top here, I'll measure ½ inch down as I've done, and then I'll connect all the points. So now I'm just going to reconnect my arm side the way you can see me doing, so we have like a new sleeve head and its new sleeve arm side. Now I'm going to draw in slash lines into my sleeve to create my puff, and then when I'm done drawing my slash lines, I'm going to spread it out by like 3 inches. You can spread it out more than that depending on how much fabric you have, but for me I'll just do 3 inches, and that is it. And then I'm just going to cut this out on my fabric. Now these are all my cutout pieces. Now for the sleeve, I cut 2 pieces for the sleeve. For the collar, I cut 2 pieces each on fold. That is one for the actual collar and one for the lining. And then for the back, you cut 1 piece on fold, and then for the front, you cut 2 pieces. And then to sew, we align both front and back together, and then we sew at the shoulders. Once that's done, iron the seams open, and then we need to sew our facing. So for the facing, I'm going to fold it. So that's middle line, we already notched it on our fabric, so fold it into 2 and then place your facing on your shirt's opening. So I've already done one, so you just sew by ½ inch. By the time you are done, you turn it inside, and so that's what I'm doing. I'm first joining the facing to my shirt by ½ inch. You can see I'm sewing ½ inch all the way down. So by the time I'm done sewing that ½ inch, I'll turn my facing inside, and then I'll begin to top stitch a straight seam all the way down, and that's how you finish the opening of your shirt. And this here is what it should look like when you're done sewing. So I've also gone ahead to fold in my 1 inch at the hem, and then just finish that also. Now let's work on our collar. So for the outer collar, we start with that first. So we just sew ½ inch all the way round and leave the upper edge open. So yeah, all one thing I also did was to also iron interfacing to my collar. You can see that on my collar. So now I'm just going to sew what I've just explained, and then when I'm done, I'll turn it inside out and iron flat. Then we work on the collar stand. After sewing, I'm just trimming a bit off from the edges so I don't have bulk on my collar when I'm done sewing. So you can also do that when you're sewing also. Now turn it inside out and then iron flat so that we can then sew our collar stand into our outer collar. So for the collar stand, first thing, sew the ½ inch at the side. You can see that side, just sew that ½ inch at that side and then do the other side also, and that's done. So I'm just going to go ahead to pin the neckline edges of my collar of my collar stand, just so it doesn't move around. So that's why I'm pinning it down. Then once I'm done, I'm just going to measure in that collar extension. I'll mark it in just so that I can notch it and know where I will start putting in my outer collar from. So that's what I'm doing. So I did it on both sides. So now you bring out your outer collar and then you place it right sides together with your collar stand. So you sew by ½ inch. You're not going to be sewing it to the entirety of your collar stand. It's just one part of your collar stand. So you're basically sewing it to the lining. So I'm just going to show you what I just explained, just in case you don't understand. So you can see I've pushed away one part of my collar stand so it doesn't get in the way. So I'm only sewing it to one side of my collar stand. So when I'm done, this other side that I'll put aside, I'm going to top stitch it over to close in all the rough edges. So if you've sewn a waistband before, it's basically just how to sew a waistband, just in case you've sewn a skirt waistband before. So this is
So you can
me
see I've
just
pushed
folding
away
everything
one
in
part of
just
my
so that
collar
I can
stand so
now
it
start
doesn't
top
get in the way.
stitching
So I'm only sewing it to one
everything to
side
just close up
to close up
the
the
whole
collar
thing.
stand. So
So
when
I'm
I'm
going to
done,
go to
this
my
other
sewing
side that I'll
machine and
put aside,
just
I'm
sew
going
the
to
stitch
top
and
stitch
stitch
it
it over
and fix the whole thing.
to
And
close
this
in
is
all
it
the
done.
rough
So the
edges.
only
So if
part
you've
left
sewn a
open is that
waistband
neck
before, it's
edge we
basically
pinned
just
down
how
before.
to
So we'll be
sew
attaching that
a
neck edge
waistband just in
now
case
to our actual
you've
neckline.
sewn a
So you'll be
skirt
sewing that
waistband
also
before. So
like you sew
so you
a
can see
band.
I've
So you
pushed
first pick
away
one
one
piece,
part of my
sew it
collar
to the
stand so it
neckline, then the
doesn't
other
get in the
piece of
way.
the
So I'm
collar,
only
you use
sewing it
that
to
to top
one
stitch
side
all the rough edges
of my
inside, just
collar
like
stand.
we
So when
did
I'm
for the
done, this
collar.
other
So
side that I'll
now I'm
put
just going
aside,
to top
I'm going
stitch
to top
everything
stitch
in
it
just to keep
over
my to
collar
close in
neat
all the
and
rough
tidy. And
edges. So if you've
once I'm
sewn a
done, I'll fix
waistband
my
before, it's basically just
armhole
how
to
to sew
my
a
I'll fix my sleeve to
waistband
my
just in case
armhole and then
you sewn a
attach my
skirt waistband
elastic
before.
also
So
to
you can
the
see I've pushed
hem
away
of my
one part of
sleeve.
my
So
collar
that's
stand
my
so it doesn't
elastic
get in the way. So I'm only
attaching
sewing it to
into
one side
the hem
of
of
my
my
sleeve. And once
collar
I'm done,
stand. So
I'll
when I'm
just
done, this
sew
other
it up
side that
at
I'll
the
put aside, I'm going to
sides.
top
I'll
stitch
align
it
the shirts
over
together and then just sew
to
it at the
close in all
sides,
the
and that
rough edges. So if
completes
you've sewn a
our
waistband
crop
before, it's
shirts, I
basically just
guess.
how
And
to
this is my
sew a
completed crop
waistband just
jacket
in
or crop
case
shirts, whichever
you've
one you
sewn a
want to
skirt
call it.
waistband
And
before.
now you can
So
just go
so
right
you can
ahead
see
to
I've
fix
pushed
a
away one part
buttonhole
of my
and
collar
button
stand
if
so it
you want,
doesn't get
but
in the
I don't
way.
think I'll
So
be
I'm only
fixing
sewing it
buttons or
to
button because I
one
want to
side
always leave it
of
open.
my
If you ever try
collar
your
stand.
hands
So
at
when I'm
making this
done, this
crop
other
shirt,
side that
just
I'll
drop
put
pictures in the
aside, I'm going
community. I
to
would
top
love to see
stitch it
what you make out
over
of it. Hit the
to
subscribe
close
button
in
below
all
your
the rough
screen,
edges.
guys,
So
if
if
you've
you've sewn
not
a
done so
waistband before, it's basically
already.
just how
Tap
to
the like
sew
button
a
also. Do all
waistband
the
just in
things,
case
guys, and I'll
you've sewn
see
a
you in my
skirt
next
waistband
video.
before.
Bye.
So you can see I've pushed away one part of my collar stand so it doesn't get in the way. So I'm only sewing it